Today is something that marks something new. This is something that just came to me. And I just have a duty to feel that I, this I have to speak a truth. I don't like stepping into roles like I normally like. I hate telling people what to do. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do. I'm not, because that's not what I feel that should happen. I feel like what I'm here to do is to just give people a mirror. I'm not here to tell you what's wrong about certain people. I'm not here to tell you any of that. I'm just here to explain and give people the awareness of what path that they're going down. And if it is that path that they want to go down, you can continue to do that. But if you want change, you have to embody change. So what are we gonna do? I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna dive straight into this. The Aquarium, welcome. This is Mufasa versus Scar. Masculinity, archetypes, and becoming. I'm gonna tell you in this video what's the two difference between the archetypes, and I will go more in depth into why Mufasa versus Scar is a lot deeper meaning to it. Let's begin. You don't get to choose your childhood archetype, but you do get to choose the man you become. As you see here, this is where Scar grew up. He didn't get to choose where he led. You feel me? And this is where Mufasa was, on the mountain, where he strove for that. Some men are born Simba, some Scar, and some Mufasa. Life tests you not to decide, but to see what path you choose. But the choice is always yours. So, what does that mean? Even if you are born Simba, you can still become Mufasa. Even if you are born Scar, you can still become Mufasa. And some choose Scar because that's the only thing that they know, or that's what they internalized. You don't have to be what you just become. My apologies. Let me reword that. You don't have to just be what you just began or start with. Because life is a journey, not a destination. You start somewhere, but you can always end where you want. Let's go to slide 2. I want to show you guys, here are the archetypes. Meet the archetypes. Mufasa equals noble power. Simba, becoming. Jiadan, wounded lover. King 6'8" the Great, modern Simba. Brent Fayez, detached lover. Developing Savan, you. And ego, power. That's Scar. Scar, I'm gonna go each individual, and I'm gonna tell you why each individual is who. Actually, no, it's because I do have another slide that shows each one. This is just you knowing which of these archetypes are which. Scar is ego equals power. And Simba is noble equals power. It's a huge difference. These two, let's just continue. What makes a man a king? Power without ego. Presence without performance. Embodying, not projecting. Prospective of legacy. Thrive his lineage. So what does that mean to you? Power without ego. Ego is something that it can destroy you, or it can help empower you. So ego without discipline is very dangerous. That is how you become Scar. Presence, performing instead of doing just presence, can make you end up like Scar. But embodying and not projecting, that's why this picture here, it shows that he is embodying these characteristics. I am black man. I am talented. I am focused. I am powerful. I am ambitious, intelligent, and greatness. People follow Mufasa because they want to. Scar's forces loyalty because he lacks belonging. The difference is internal fulfillment. So Scar is mostly about the self. It's about that you want to be on top. It's about you wanting to be the best. It's about you wanting to prove that you're strong. Mufasa, he doesn't have to, or he doesn't have to prove these things because he already is. It's inside of him. The difference is internal. Let's go to now that you guys know what a king is. It's not the crown, but it's the man who embodies the crown. Next slide, we're going to be talking about Simba. The Simba archetype, the becoming. The boy destined to become, but must suffer to transform. lost father figure, rage, confusion, temptation, temptation to escape, lust, discipline, eventually returns to reclaim. I know you guys are wondering, why do I say King 6'8" here? King 6'8", he's somebody who is deeper than what he perceives on the surface. Like, if you guys pay attention to his content, he shows that he's very disciplined. He does challenges like the 75 hard challenge, and that's a very difficult task. If you guys know what what the 75 hard challenge is, that's something that some of the only most disciplined men and women can even do. He works on his body. He works on himself. He carries himself selectively. He doesn't just chase after women. He's attracting, but he's still in fighting lust with a lot of the women that he is doing content with. You feel me? That's another reason why I put him as the Simba archetype, the becoming. He is doing a lot of internal work. He's still finding his voice by trying to speak out and give people knowledge. But some people don't internalize his knowledge because they think that he was born with a blessing, which was his height. But even though he does have, he's only using to what he was given to his advantage. We all as Simbas are given things in our lives that we have an advantage for, and it's up to us to take advantage of it or not. You know your gifts. So this is the Simba archetype. You see, he is somebody who works out a lot, who's big on mindfulness, and he does still have to fight lust and continue with discipline. He's somebody who will continue to grow until he gets his throne. But his throne is going to be internal. The throne is always internal. And you could either choose your surroundings will eat you alive and make you become Scar, or unless you can choose where your life is. Because King, he puts little things in his content, like he didn't grow up with his real parents. He was adopted. I'm sure that there's a lot more things under the surface with him. He didn't grow up with a completely perfect lifestyle. Because why? Like he said, he was adopted. Nobody's perfect in this life. We all just have to choose how we abide by what we grow to. The Scar archetype, the wound. What makes Scar? He believes he deserved the throne, but never became someone worthy of the throne. What does that mean? Scar, he wants to feel like the king, but he doesn't want to put in the work to get it done. He feels entitled. He compares himself to Mufasa. He uses manipulation to get what he wants. He uses validation for hunger. And when he does get to the top, that's why people don't really listen to him. People don't he gains power, but he doesn't internalize it. People like Mufasa have people who follow him willingly. But people like Scar, when they make it to the top, other people will either, when you fall, they'll try to go against you. Remember when he fell? What did the hyenas do? He doesn't have any loyalty with the people around him. He wants something but doesn't want to earn it himself. He uses people as tools to get what he wants instead of becoming the man that you need to be for you to gain that throne. The Mufasa archetype, the sovereign. Power is not loud. It is recognized. Strength without performance. Love because he protects. Doesn't chase position. He embodies it. Power isn't loud. Why do you think that they say the person that's normally the loudest is the weaker link? Why do they say the person that's screaming? Because they know the person who really does have power is the one that embodies it. He loves because he's loved because he protects. Mufasa was somebody who was loved because he protects. Because he wanted to protect his son. He was somebody who was he was striving for peace, but always ready for war. You don't have to be a pushover. You can still embody being strength, but you don't have to boast and show that you have strength, because the people will know just by looking at you. You don't have to compare, because you know who you are. You improve yourself. He doesn't chase position, he embodies it. He embodies strength. The archetypes that still walk among us. Geodon. Why did I put him here? He's yearning but wounded. He is somebody who wants to be loved. He is somebody who chases love. But even though he's chasing it, he doesn't have a certain respect for himself to stop. How can I reword this a better way? Okay. He wants love, but he doesn't embody love. He feels like it's something that he has to chase and not embody. So when he shows too much of himself, That's why he ends up in the way that he is. Brent, the sovereign lover with struggle. Brent, he's the playboy type. He's somebody who loves himself, who knows emotional. He's somebody who is aware he's emotional, but he's able to contain his emotions. Brent is somebody who, even though he can contain his emotions, he doesn't let his emotions control him. He's somebody who wants love, but is scared of love. That's why he does the tug of war with girls. Once he starts feeling a connection, that's why he pulls back. That's why with Brent, you can still love yourself, but you will still have lover trouble if you don't internalize certain things in your aspect. And the same goes for the Simba rising. You seen a bit earlier that we were talking about King, how he's somebody who is very disciplined, somebody who is rising, somebody who is embodying the language that he needs. He is rising. Alex the Virgo, developing sage masculine. Alex the Virgo is somebody who internalizes trying to heal others. Even though that they're not on the same exact path with the Simba rising and Alex with his sage masculine, they both do lead to the crown. They're going two different paths, but it always leads to the same destination. Alex is somebody who is healing other men's mental and healing not even just men, people on their creative side. Scubatae transitioning from Simba into Mufasa, internation art. So with Scuba, he is somebody who is finding his voice. People were coming up to him, asking him about things, and he is somebody who just embodies it. He doesn't try to lead people. It just comes naturally. The real difference between kings and scars. A scar wants to be seen. A Mufasa wants something worth protecting. Scar equals self. Mufasa equals legacy, tribe, children, order. Simba must choose his direction. So, with you, even if you are a Simba, you will gain scars along your path. You can't escape that. Mufasa is somebody who values, his values are his future legacy, are his tribe, are his children, his order. Scar is something that only about the self. your ego, things that you want to obtain, money, status. Simba must choose his direction. Everybody goes through their Simba direction, but you have to choose which side that you are. What makes men fall into Scar energy? Lust without purpose, ego without discipline, validation from women, no mentorship, pain masked as confidence, items or people to or using people to hide pain. Lust without purpose. So if you're not if whatever you're doing in the moment isn't this is how some men fall into things like, I can't say it on Twitch, but corn. That's lust without purpose. Ego without discipline. People who had egos without discipline always end up crashing. Look at, that's not my side of the internet, but I know it was a guy that was exposed for not keeping up with his like routines when he was trying to teach people how to do that. He thought that he was better than people. That's why he was making certain types of videos, and he was treating people around him with disrespect. That's not how you have to carry yourself. Validation from women. Validation from women, even people. That's why in other videos before, I have said validation. Streaming can be very dangerous in the wrong hands, because you're looking for validation from people and from chat. You're going to be doing things just to get their approval when you don't need to. No mentorship. No mentorship, you'll be stuck and not knowing which way that you'll have to go. You'll try to use your pain as a reason to give out pain, to distribute pain. And you haven't been able to see somebody that used their pain for good instead of bad. Pain masked as confidence. Pain can be masked as confidence. Because look at Brent. He probably somebody who had a bad relationship or two, and he's using that pain to pull away and feel more empowered with relationships. Items or people to hide pain. This is people that chase things like jewelry, cars, houses. Even if you're chasing after a position to hide your pain, that's not gonna make you happy. You have to be able to internalize. You have to be able to feel that you're him in the moment, in the current moment. Items like these can make people fall into Scar energy. Becoming Mufasa. There is no crown. Only responsibility. Kill your Scar. Guide your Simba. Protect your kingdom. Love your future children. Lead quietly. Be furiously gentle. This is crazy, but why my favorite animated movie, Surf's Up. What's Surf's Up about? Talent versus respect. Authenticity versus fame. The kid who disappears. No, the king who disappears. My apologies. The mentor who teaches becoming with oneself versus winning, over winning. Now let me explain. Why do I have this here? The story is about a young man named Cody. What does Cody want? Cody first starts off on his surfing journey because he wants to be the best. He starts on this surfing journey because he was chasing after glory. He was chasing after he wanted to be the best. And if he found out eventually, when during the surfing competition, he ended up falling over, and the mentor ended up finding him. The mentor was able to teach, he was teaching him about being in the present moment, about being one with self, is over winning, about authenticity over fame. Why do I say authenticity over fame? Because that's the reason why the king who disappeared, he disappeared because he found that people were using his influence just to get extra money in their pockets. So he disappeared so he could stay authentic and true to himself. Cody at first, he wanted the fame, he wanted the glory, but he found a deeper meaning into it. He found that it's not about you just chasing after the crown. It's about you internalizing that feeling. It's about you becoming someone who would want to protect someone and protect the things dear to him. Here's my final message to you. You decide which architect you choose. My apologies. You decide which archetype you feed. If you chase women, Scar. If you build men, Mufasa. If you are searching, Simba. If you heal others, Sage. If you master self, Sovereign. Like, this is beautiful. I'm not here to tell you who to be. I'm not trying to tell you where to go. I'm here just to tell you, to show you a mirror so you can look inside yourself to know what you're feeding. May you become someone your children trust. If you watch this far, you are already on that path.